Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to Chug Check, a series where I put two pieces of gear beside each other, dial in some tones, and try and see the differences and similarities between the two of them. Today we're going to look at the Neural DSP Quad Cortex and the Line 6 HX Stomp. More specifically, we're going to look at the Friedman BE100 models in each of these, along with a couple of drives later on. So in terms of methodology, the way we're going to do this, I'm going to dial in I already have a sound dialed in on the Quad Cortex, and I've mirrored that sound exactly on the HX Stomp. However, the Stomp also has a few extra controls for this model that the Quad Cortex does not have. So for those, I'm going to use those couple of extra controls to try and dial them in closer to the Quad Cortex, as close as I can get, and try to just match it. And we're going to see how close or far apart these sounds are. And then after that, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to dial in a cool sound on the Helix, and we're going to match it on the Quad Cortex and see how that goes, just so we can hopefully hear both of these units in a pretty good light. Then after that, I'll just dial in them both to sound their best to me, and we'll just see how it goes from there. I have the HX Stomp running through the effects loop for the Quad Cortex, and they're on scenes. So on scene A, you're hearing the Quad Cortex model. I'll go over to scene B, you'll see the effects loop light up, and you're hearing the Helix. Alright, with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. I think both of those sound really good and actually really freaking close, honestly. And again, like I said, they're dialed in with 99% the exact same settings. The only things that are different is the bias control and the sag control, which the Quad Cortex does not have. But that said, now I'm going to dial in a sound on the HX Stomp and then mirror it on the Quad Cortex. Alright, so here we go. So now, like I said, I dialed in a sound on the HX Stomp and copied it on the Quad Cortex as much as possible. I went for a thicker, chunkier type of tone this time. Yeah, let's just listen to it first, and then I'll tell you what I think and why I think it sounds that way. Here we go. Excuse me, there we go. So yeah, I thought that the HX Stomp sounded quite a good bit cleaner and just tighter there, while still being nice, thick, fat, and heavy, which is what I was going for. and I chalk that up to my ability to adjust the sag and primarily the sag control on this one, where sag is totally gone. So sag's on 0.1 here, so it's almost all the way dialed out, which just tightens up the amp. And that's just a nice little option that you have on the Helix, which is not currently available in the Quad Cortex. Maybe at some point that will be a thing. Hopefully it will. Alright, so now finally I'm going to dial in two probably slightly different tones on each of these. But I'm going to get them to sound the best as I possibly can using the OCD drive models in both. Let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, and here we go. Like I said, I've dialed in two tones, both using the same amp and the OCD drive model, and let's go. Yeah, so I wanted to make this still thick, but kind of dial back the saturation just a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and hear what they sound like. I think they actually kind of sound fairly similar. Let's go for it. And yeah, there we go. So man, that's the thing about dialing in modelers and comparing them. There's always be somebody that acts like, oh, he tried to make one sound better than the other or whatnot. Definitely not the case. I have no horse in this race. I want everything to sound good, and in this case, for sure, I think that they all do sound good. Like I said, right now, all I could say is that it's very nice that the Stomp has those extra controls. It hopefully one day the Quad Cortex will implement all that type of stuff into its own amp modeling. It's totally possible. And yeah, but even before, until that happens, you still have all these options. Like for instance, I could totally capture this HX Stomp sound. I'm sure that it would be very, very close. I'm extremely blown away by the capturing process. I'm still falling in love with the models, but as you heard here, in this comparison, they both sounded great to my ears anyway. But yeah, and I'm excited to see how the Quad Cortex continues to evolve, and God willing, I will be here to watch it happen and to help you guys experience it as well. But yeah, hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, take care.